Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, to Rambling Reviews, a new little show here I'll be doing on my channel, where I essentially talk about movies, TV shows, and video games, and just, talk about how I think about them and how I think they came out. And I am your host, Aiden, last name unknown, because I couldn't care less. Oh, no, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. You. Alright, and tonight, folks, we got a doozy for you here, folks. Tonight, we are talking about Assassination Classroom, the anime, not the freaking manga. I swear to God. Anyway, so Assassination Classroom came out January 9th of 2015, went on for 22 episodes, 2 seasons. Rumored that there will be a third season released sometime this year, which makes me happy, because I think this is a gosh dang good anime. So essentially, this anime is about an octopus thingamajig, this big yellow octopus human-like alien-looking thingamajig, who, destroys the Earth, destroys the moon, comes to Earth, and says, hey, military, I'm gonna destroy this whole planet in a year. And they're like, can't have that happening, click. And they tried to kill him, but then they couldn't kill him. And he's like, tell you what, losers, I'm going to be a teacher. And the students will try to kill me. And they don't kill me by the end of the year, I will destroy this planet. That is essentially the summary of whatnot. I searched up a summary so I can say this in more professional terms. So students must kill an octopus-like alien who portrays the teacher. Otherwise, he'll destroy the Earth once the school year is over. That's essentially the gist. And it's a really, really great anime. The character development, and just the characters themselves are really freaking cool. The animation is beautiful. And the ending, I'm not spoiling. Well, I'm going to do the spoiler territory later on, but for now, I'm not spoiling. The ending is beautiful and beautiful, because that's all I'm saying about it. And I really do hope that they do make a third season, because I really would love to see that. I really think that this anime was freaking mwah. The only problem I found with it is I did feel like there was a little bit of filler, but in my opinion, I don't get people's obsession with people don't like filler episodes. Now I can understand if there's 3 episodes in a row are filler. I can understand, but I don't really get it if there's 1 episode of filler, dude. And I don't think that any of the episodes actually really were filler. A lot of them were mainly just developing upon the characters. And something else that I really liked about it is in a lot of the animes where they have some sort of a classroom or a large group, mainly classrooms, they'll have maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 characters, somewhere around that range, that are main characters. Well, you have the main character and the side characters. And then that's those are the only things you know about, and all the other students are just little background characters that just sit there with no faces or anything like that, you know what I mean? But the thing I love about Assassination Classroom, they make every single character have some sort of different personality. Now, I mean, there's definitely students who don't get more attention, you know. The main character that I focused the most on is Nagisa Shiota, which is blue-haired kid who I'm gonna start kind of dipping. By the way, heads up, real quick. I'm gonna start kind of dipping into spoiler territory here. It's really not even that much a spoiler, but just in case, because I feel like I'm gonna accidentally say something. So skip to this time frame on the screen to avoid these spoilers of sorts. I'll give them a sec. Alright, that should do him. So, in the series, there's Nagisa Shiota, which is the main character, and then there's 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yeah, but I said earlier, 4 or 5 characters that are more side characters. But every single character, you can look at them and say, oh, they're kind of like this, or oh, they're kind of like this. I mean, you're not gonna be able to know every single thing about them because they're way off to the side characters, but they still have a personality of some sort. And that's what I really, really love about this character, or about this anime, because it feels like each and every single one has their own personality, and it's really something I've never seen before in an anime. There's probably a bunch of other examples where they did something like this, but that I can think of, this is the only one, or that I've seen anyway. Even if some of them are more like anime tropes, or heck, even real life tropes, like quiet kids or shy kids or something like that, or nerdy kids, it's still some sort of personality. Because it's better than just having a blank face student in the background or something like that. It's so much better. Now, I'm not complaining about any other anime that does something like that. That's completely understandable. But I do really like the fact that there is about 28, 29, 30 characters in there. Actually, a bit more than that. But that's like the main of it. And every single one has a personality of some kind. Even the bullies. Okay, not really. They're really just kind of bullies. But I mean, you get the point. Heck, even this one guy who was just an assassin they brought in for like one episode, who was only there for like 8 minutes, maybe even less, had a bit of a personality. They even gave him a bit of a background, and like gave him a bit of a personality. It was freaking insane. I've never seen anything like that. It's not even a freaking joke. And I honestly cannot get over how freaking insane the character development and all of that stuff is. Okay, now I'm really gonna start dipping into more spoiler stuff and talking about the actual series itself. So I'm gonna make another timestamp for those who are really like, this is gonna be deep in spoilers. So if you don't want to see any spoilers, skip to this time frame that you see on the screen right now, so you don't have to see any spoilers. Alright? I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Alright, okay. So the ending itself is essentially what happens is, well, okay. So the teacher who is in the thing is named Koro Sensei. They eventually find out, like the students find out that Koro Sensei didn't blow up the moon, but instead there was like some like testing that was going on a like rat on the moon. I don't know why it was on the moon. It was just on the moon because they wanted it on the moon. I guess that's like a testing field, like a low gravity thing. But they did that, and essentially that mouse on the moon just went haywire and like failed and blew up the entire moon. And so essentially Koro Sensei was a human, actually an assassin, a very gosh dang good assassin, was then captured and tested on with the same stuff from the rat. And essentially he had a year before he would blow up and just destroy the entire Earth. And so he's not really evil. He's not at all evil. And that's the thing. That's what like the series wants you to think at first. And that's also what I really like about it, is like there is a lot of what's the word? Like a judging a book by a cover kind of thing going on in here. A lot of that. Even one of the other characters, Irina Jelovic, who's like an assassin they bring in, who eventually turns into like a teacher or something. That is what happens. I don't know why I keep on saying something, but you get what I mean. And she, like, at first she appears to be like a really, if you were to say in anime terms, a bimbo, you know? So like she's essentially like how some people would call a blonde. Like, you know how sometimes a blonde woman would be associated with being low intelligence, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that these stereotypes are correct. I'm saying that that is the stereotype sometimes that I've seen before. And that's what they do at first. Like, because she is also an assassin. I think I already mentioned that, but she's just an assassin. And so she's also hired to try and kill him. So they bring her in, and she's like trying to seduce Koro Sensei, because he's a freaking perv or whatever. And then like at one point he like freaking like he like goes away to like freaking Japan, or not Japan. He goes away to like America because he can like fly or whatever. And then once he's gone, she like turns into this like bitter attitude and like talks back to all the kids or whatever. Because beforehand she was real nice, and now she's like, screw you all, I want you all dead. I hate you all. I hate you. Get out of my face. Let me freaking kill this thing. I want to get out of here. And then he comes back, and she's like, oh, Kuro Sensei. So stupid. But you get the point. And then eventually she tries to kill him, fails, so on and so forth. But that's what I really like about the series, is they really do a, like, don't judge a book by its cover. Because even looking at Kuro Sensei, like looking at it in this normal, like, resting face, I guess you could call it, even that just looks freaking kind of sinister. Like, it's not even, it looks, like, at first glance, oh, that's nothing. But if you look into it, it's, like, unnerving, I guess you could say. And honestly, I mean, I'm going to put a picture of him on screen. Like, you can't tell me that that doesn't look a bit unnerving. Like, come on. Look at that. Look at that face. Ugh, I don't like it. Anyway, and so, what was I talking about? Oh, right, the blowing up and whatever. So then, like, at the end, Kuro-sensei, he's like, I don't want to kill all you kids because I love you or whatever. And so then they all, like, pin him down just because, oh, yeah, right, I also forget. If whoever kills him gets, like, 10 billion yen, which is approximately, I believe, like, probably, I believe, like, 100 million in US dollars or something around there. Because I'm pretty sure that yen is, like, cents. 1 yen is, like, a cent in American dollars, somewhere around there. And, that's kind of like the reward money. And so they all, like, pin him down so they could all, you know, get the money or whatever. And then they kill him, and it's really freaking, it's so sad. Because, like, you would not believe, like, if you haven't seen it, and you're probably thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if you're thinking, like, oh, it's not that sad, he just dies. I mean, he's a tentacle creature, who cares? But, oh my gosh, when I watch this, I nearly freaking, there's very few animes where I watch it, and I literally almost freaking cry. And this is one of them, because it was so sad. It was so sad. And then they kill him, and then, like, they all get the reward money, and then they all go live their lives. There's even, like, kind of an after, what it's called, like, an aftermath, I guess you could say, in TV show terms, and it's sad. It really is. Then, like, you could see, like, some of them, like, growing up to be whatevers. And every like 4 or 5 episodes, they would introduce a new character. Honestly, some of my favorite characters, top three would definitely have to be Nagisa. I mean, that was a really freaking good character. Karma Akabane, that one, he is a psychopath, but like a cool psychopath. Never thought I'd say that in my entire life. Here we are. And the third one would probably have to be Ryo Nakamura, because she's just like a freaking prankster. And it's just stupid and weird. And she's stupid and just does stupid things. And also kind of like the accent, or whatever frick she has. I don't know. Or at least in the dub. By the way, if I ever talk about voice acting or whatever, I'm talking about the dub. I prefer dub. I don't care about your freaking sub. If you like sub, that's great. If you like dub, that's great. If you like the manga, that is wonderful. Great. You read. Congratulations. You read. But I just don't like reading while watching my anime, because I might as well be reading the manga at that point. Sorry for going off that small little tangent there. But yeah, I'm just talking about dub. Only dub. I don't care about the freaking sub. Dub. So the voice acting, the voice acting is really great. There is only one problem that I found with voice acting. And it's really not even the voice actor's fault. It's just translation. Because there was this one time where, like, they had American transfer students, and so in the sub, it would have gone from, like, Karma goes from talking Japanese to actually talking English, and so it's kind of weird, because I think he, like, said to one of them, like, oh, I'm going to speak to them in English. Hey there, I'm speaking to you in English. Like, he just went from English to English. It made no sense. I got there going for it, especially because they put, like Japanese subtitles at the bottom, so, like, people who, you know, like, the Japanese could actually understand it. So you do pick up on that, assuming you're watching the version that has subtitles or whatever. But, I mean, that's probably all I have to say about character development and stuff like that. That was, honestly, in every single character, and they had really insane twists. This one character, Kaede Kayano, she was, like, you knew almost from, like, the very beginning of the freaking show that was going to be Nagisa's girlfriend, which was true. Definitely true. But, and it really, honestly, like, they had this really cool, at one point, she ended up, like, literally being someone who, I guess, like, injected herself with whatever the frick was injected into Kuro-sensei to make him into a tentacle monster. So, like, nearing the end, maybe, like, episode 18 or 20, something around there, she like reveals herself and she like freaking lifts her hair up, and then like two green tentacles start going out and start freaking attacking Koro Sensei. And it's insane because like watching that, you're like, holy crap, this woman's a villain. And the other thing, it's not even a student. It's a woman. It's not even a student. It's a full grown woman who is an actress, a freaking actress, who then just snuck into the school and said, I have a plan. Built relationship, and then dead. But I mean, she doesn't get to kill him. She doesn't kill him. And there's like this really freaking cool moment where I really can't go into so much detail because I'll have to like explain other things. We'll have to explain other things. You'll really just have to watch the anime yourself. But there was this one moment where she kind of goes like absolutely nuts with like the tentacles or whatever. There's like fire, a ring of fire or something like that, and she's like battling Koro Sensei. And at one point, Koro Sensei like got her or whatever, and then like he said to the other students like, "Hey, calm her down so I can rip these tentacles out of her freaking neck." I mean, that wasn't, you know, but like he had to like calm her down so he could like remove them without killing her, obviously. And so then Nagisa was just like, well, I can't use my super cool technique move, so I'm gonna use my other cool technique. And he walks up there, and he looks like he's about to freaking stab her or something, and then he stabs her. But not the way you think. Not the way you think. Not with a knife, not with a blade, not with a blade of any sort of kind, not with any sort of iron metal object, unless you count his lips as iron. That's right, people. He just freaking goes in and kisses her, and it's honestly like it's one of the like most cutest and also simultaneously the funniest moment in the entire series, because like it's cute, you know, because it's like, oh, they happen, we knew it was gonna happen, but yay, it happened. But also freaking Karma Akabane and the Rio Nakamura girl, both of them were like it was so funny because they're just in the background like giggling with their phones out, like taking pictures. And so that's why it was really freaking funny. Something else that kind of made it interesting, and this kind of trope has been done before, but I do feel like it was kind of interesting because I've never seen this being done in a school setting. And by that I mean the underdog story. Technically, you could say all of them in the classroom are underdogs, because essentially the school that they go to, they have a hierarchy system. There's class A, B, C, D, and E. And they are in E, which is the worst class, and everyone else on campus is like, loser! And so then they're like bullied for being on E, and they're like, you know, stuff like that. And another thing that kind of like supported the character bond between Koro Sensei and all the students was the fact that he actually was like the one that helped them be able to stand up for themselves and like get better grades and even be better than class A, which is like the best class, you know. And so it was really interesting like to see that happen. And again, you know, it's been done before where you have like the underdogs and then there's like the bullies or whatever. There's like two other students who like appear sometimes. One of them looks like a freaking frog, the other one looks like a snake. That's not even a joke. Like I looked at them. You'll see if you watch it. You'll see they look freaking horrifying and they're weird looking. And they like bully them sometimes, and at one point like they were like picking on Nagisa, and then one of them was like, "We're gonna kill you," and then Nagisa was just like, "Oh really? Go ahead, take your shot." And it was simultaneously the coolest and most horrifying moment in the entire series. And other than that, honestly, this is okay. We're gonna hop out of spoiler territory now, and we'll go to like the finishing review, you want to call it. So yeah, okay. Welcome back, people who skipped spoilers, which is perfectly fine, because that's actually good, because then you can go watch it yourself and have a great time. If I were to rate this series out of 10, I definitely give it a 9.8 out of 10. I'm never going to give anything a 10 out of 10. Like, that's not possible. There is no such thing as a perfect movie or TV show or video game or anything. Alright? I have many complaints about every single thing I do in my entire life. I have complaints about my life. But I mean, this is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful anime, and I highly recommend this anime to anyone who has any sort of interest in anime, period. Because this thing has action, it has character development, it has like sad parts, it has fun parts, it has creative parts. It does have a few anime tropes, but I mean, you can't have anime without some anime tropes. So I mean, what are you gonna do? So yeah, 9.8 out of 10. Would watch again. Would watch again. Definitely would watch again. Have watched again. I've watched the thing twice. Because it's really freaking good. And even like after watching it twice, it's still a riveting story. And I really, really hope that they do release a season 3. You can access this thing on Hulu. I watched it on Hulu. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I mean, there's probably like some freaking websites like 9anime or anime.ru or whatever. Where you can probably access it, but you know those things are filled with ads. So I'm pretty sure it's only Hulu because I checked Netflix and I checked other places like HBO Max. There's probably on Crunchyroll or something like that. I don't have that. I wish I did, but I don't. So yeah, highly recommend. Go watch it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Drop a like, subscribe, and write a comment. Tell me guys how you like this. If you like this at all, all right? I'm very curious to see what you guys think about, and if you do like it, tell me what I should review next. Any video games, any movies, TV shows. I think next I might do Persona 4 because I played that off camera because no one was watching the videos. So I just played it off camera. But yeah, that's about it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.